Peace family. So I'm back with another one. So today what I wanted to do was I wanted to talk to my chosen ones about understanding that these demons, these witches, when they're not in your physical presence, they're working their magic and spells against you, you know. And this is something that is like, it's never going to stop, you know. It's like whatever witch or demonic entity you have in your space, it's like they already get information passed on to them from, you know, the other entities that's moving around in the spirit world. But then once they get to you, it's like they customize their tactics to you. They customize their tactics to you. It's kind of like what I was saying before about giving them ammo against you. They're customizing their tactics to you. So for me, y'all know I love to give me as an example. It's just what the fuck I do. Like I don't care about making myself vulnerable, putting myself out there. But what it does also is it allows beings to know, and other entities, when you come into my life, you will be a part of my story. And you're either gonna get used on the up and up, or you're gonna get used on the witchy side. So that's just on you, you know what I'm saying? But recently there was some communication that kind of with the same entity I've been speaking of before, and I realized yesterday, because they deployed and tried a new tactic again, right? Because you know, these demons, they all have their cycles. You know, we're all creatures of habits, but they have these unhealthy, toxic cycles that are sabotaging their life, and if you're with them, it's gonna sabotage your life as well. And what I realized being in this space is, right, it's because of the life I walk now. So before, you know, these 30 years, like I wasn't walking this kind of life. So people could use all these other things that I was doing outside of me to make it seem like if I didn't have any validity to what I was saying or how I was walking my life. But since I shifted my life and now I follow nothing but the natural flow of things, the witches have no room and the demonic entities has no room to talk about what I'm doing. No room. The only thing that they can do in this position now is try to come up with as many distraction deploys as they can. They send fucking millions of distractions to me because it's not easy to pull me off my square. It's not easy to what should I say, belittle me with the work that I do. Because what happened was I've been doing this organically so long now that you guys have given me more validity for standing on my feet, which is how I've been standing my entire life. Y'all gave me this validity, and I also gave it to myself by still continuing to stand firm, even when nobody was standing with me all of these years. So what they do now, when you're moving with the natural flow of life, they'll constantly try to bombard you with their problems. They'll bombard you with their problems, and if they don't have a problem concurrent, they're gonna create one, a false one or a real one. They're going to create a fucking problem. Example, I got this one entity that has been communicating with me for, I would say, almost a year now, you know? I've been around somebody for a year. I'm gonna know your routine. I'm gonna know what you like, what you don't like. I'm gonna know basically your habits. I'm going to know. I may not know your deepest, darkest secrets because I don't care for them. But as far as your fruits, your general fruits that fall from your tree every day, I see your fruits that's falling from your tree every day. You know? And this entity, new tactic is to avoid everything that I'm discussing that's healthy, anything that's productive and that's forwarding. So when I say healthy, forward, and productive, for me, an example, and this is just pertaining to my life, and it might be a different example for your life because you're at a different place. But for me, if I'm communicating with this being, right, they already know the ideas that I have in here. They already know some of the things that I want to do. So for instance, small example, I've been talking to them about my website forever. They pretended like they was gonna help me, assist it, and do all these things, and they did none of the above. They did the bare minimum. So of course, it's up now. Y'all see the link. TrakBeatz.com, I did it myself. I went through the process and got it done myself. It was nothing that this entity could do, but they tried to hinder and wanted to pretend to take on that responsibility to drag my shit out more, so that way I wouldn't have more work being accessible in another place to put the other my shit at that I wanted to. So even like my beats, like I want to get more of my beats up on my website. This person already knew this. They're saying that they want to intertwine in my space, but then you're not taking any of these steps to help. And I can name a numerous of things where they saying they want to be in my space, and I'm saying, hey, these are all the things that I'm working on. You're more than welcome to fill in any of these spaces that you would like to. And you know what they choose to do? Keep talking to me about their emotional states, their emotional bullshit that they have going on with them, all this witchy demonic shit. The thing that I say with these motherfucking witches that's already too far and too gone, that's already gonna crash the fuck out, you work a job as a witch and you shut the fuck up and you listen and you do your fucking job. Simple. So when you're out here trying to get in somebody's space, you don't concern yourself with the demon. You shut the fuck up and you do your job. That's how simple it is. Everybody want to figure out these great tactics and these grand plans. It's like everything isn't a grand plan. Some things are just pretty simple and front and forward and right in your face. It's right in your face. We see these demons and these witches at work all the time, right? I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all work with them. Y'all see them all the time in these workspaces, in these fields, right? So it's no different than a female trying to come into a male space that's a demonic witch. Bitch, you don't need to have to do all that witchy shit. You can shut the fuck up, keep your witch with you, and do your job. You can do your job. You see what I'm saying? You don't get these higher powers and higher rankings and have this authority to step all over these fucking minions, critters, snakes, and all this other shit, and you don't use it. There's rankings on the creator side, the same way they have rankings over here. So for me, I know when I see these weak ass spirits that got these demonic witchy entities that do all this weird shit, I'm gonna step all over the fuck of y'all. I don't give a fuck about y'all feelings. I'm honestly letting you know, hey, as soon as I see the witch or the demon, I'm the opposite of you on the light side. Bitch, I'll be ready to thrash every snake, entity, demonic, witchy witch motherfucker that comes in the way. I am trying to tell you, like, you don't get this kind of power, this authority. You don't move up in the rankings and get these positions for being weak and not standing firm. You know what I'm saying? And I'm speaking as far as for the warriors. As far as the rest of the submissive, sit my ass down and don't do shit, quote unquote, chosen ones, you know, this is for the warriors. This is for the warriors. This is for the fighters. I don't care if you had, somebody had made a statement about, oh, you said female, an intellectual black brother is calling gods, goddesses, females. Bitch, I don't give a fuck. This is the language I use. If you don't like my fucking language, you can change the channel. Did you know that? Because I'm a warrior. I'm not concerned with my motherfucking language if I'm using these bombs or not. It's a war out here, and these witches is doing, and these demonic entities is doing everything they can to pull our energy down, to pull our spirits down, to pull these vessels down. I don't care. That's like my mom trying to come out and stop me in the middle of fighting somebody. Like, Mom, you're gonna have to come over here and physically pull me off this motherfucker to get me to stop hitting them. And she's done had to do that numerous of times throughout my life growing up. They be like, oh, Christopher, your mom is outside. I don't give a fuck. The war has already started. Now you're gonna have to come physically remove me or come put some energy down that I can acknowledge and wear. Because once I go into that creative blackout space, I don't look. Some of this knowledge and content I be putting, I don't even know what the fuck is being said till afterwards, because I'm just being used as a vessel. I'm just a vessel. For everybody else that's too weak to fucking speak up or too scared to get in front of the cameras, or who has the finances, just not creating the land mass with the living space for everybody to fucking migrate to away from this matrix. You know what I'm saying? But the opposition is going to use every tactic they can. I had somebody motherfucking block me because they said they quote unquote couldn't stop texting me. I already knew that was a manipulation tactic. So I didn't even put a lot of energy into it. What happened was my daughter likes to play Roblox with this person, so I knew this dumbass demonic witch only blocked my phone number around that time because it knows that my daughter would probably hit them and say, hey, do you want to get on Roblox with me? It's all demonic witchy tactics, which is why I would never let them in my full space or in my daughter's space like that. I can dibble and dabble with you and do this dancing and this warring and shit, but I guarantee you, I will not put my daughter, I will not line her up to put her in that position with some fucking fake ass fucking female. I used the word again, female. You know, you got males and you got females. I can't believe somebody had the nerve to comment and say, oh, I called a girl a female. I don't really care. You gotta understand, guys and gang, like, I wouldn't be in this position where I'm at now if my focus was more concerned with how people thought I used my words. I created this space so I could do it the way I want to. And if you have a different method, you can do it your own fucking way, the way you want to. That's how it works. That's the beauty in all of this. But motherfuckers get so mad and frustrated, and that's how I automatically know they're on the demonic side. People who make comments like this are still confused. And confused people, you already know with the Matrix. If you're confused, the Matrix is gonna pull you over with the demonic team and the witches. Simple. You guys have to understand this. Like, there is no median ground. There is no median ground. If you see somebody that pretends to be in the middle, but then they say something about some fucking binary and lineary and primary, I don't even know the fucking words. Somebody said they're a 37-year-old binary. You know how fucking retarded you sound. I apologize and not apologize, but I am 36. We didn't even grow up in that generation. So you know how stupid you have to sound to be brainwashed with the demonic witches to say, oh, I'm 37-year-old binary. You are buying who near me? What? You ain't buying shit near me, I promise you, because all that witchy shit is going the fuck over there. I don't do none of that shit, and if it comes in my space, just know that I got time today. I got time today, and I'm always going to give you time because I am going to put myself in a position to where I burn myself out so my daughter doesn't have to. I would like for my daughter to be able to have a masculine spiritual warrior in her space as well, because I'm not always going to be here. So why the fuck would I want one of them weak ass submissive men around who just fucking wear Jordans and buy jewelry and concerned with his house and his car, and instead of his spiritual being and his entity and who he is in the inside? Come on now. That's not going to fly over here. That's not going to fly over here. Everything that I do and I put my energy into is for the next generation. I still go pick up my niece even though my bum ass little brother don't even do his job as a sperm donor. He don't even get the title as being a father. He gets the title of a sperm donor. He's a sperm donor. You know, he didn't step into position. He didn't do any of those things he was supposed to be doing. I stepped into those positions. I go out my way to make sure that my niece Mariah knows her Uncle Chris and that she knows her cousin Lexi. They get to spend all the time they want together, whether they mesh in that grade or not, it doesn't matter. My little niece, she's getting programmed to be a witch. It's very clear, it's very obvious. I teach my daughter to be honest, and that's something I've been pushing since she was little. And I know it came into play one day because one day they was outside here, and then my niece had kissed my daughter. My daughter had told me. She came and told me, Daddy, Naraya kissed me. And then Naraya tried to lie about it because Naraya is 2 years older than my daughter. This happened when my daughter was 5, so Naraya was 7, but my daughter is 6 now, so Naraya should be 8. But she got 2 years difference on her. She should know better. She should be teaching her. But her mom is already programming her to be manipulative, to be witchy, to lie, to condone, and to do all of these things already. But what she does is she gets to see a whole nother side when she comes to see Uncle Chris, because it's not the same thing over here. I'm pushing and preaching honesty. I take time out with them. I actually engage with them, you know? I'm not doing like these rest of these demonic witchy motherfuckers talking about it and then not doing it. And not doing it. I had somebody hit me today talking about the only reason why I did blah, 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 blah. Bitch, don't send me that energy first thing in the AM. Bitch, don't send me that energy first thing in the AM. Why do you think I would engage with that? Why would anybody engage with confrontation or something that's looking for an emotional reaction first thing in the AM? You're forcing me to delete, ignore, and block. You're forcing me to delete, ignore, and block. I'm not mad. I don't hate you. I understand you're a demonic ass witch with evil, ill intentions. So nah, I don't hate you. I just know I gotta get rid of you when it's time to. But other than that, we have to operate copacetically at this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, like, male, female, I don't give a fuck. These spiritual beings ain't got no masculine and feminine energy on it. So if you're a witchy witch on the male side, or a demonic witchy witch on the fucking feminine side, you got to go. And you are not on my team. And I will swipe left on your stupid ass the first opportunity I get. I promise you. I don't care if you've been in my life or you thought about being in my life. It's just an annoying place and process, but it's almost like, because the way the spells work, it's almost like you have to walk around and be a dick or an asshole as soon as you see or feel that witchy shit. You don't walk around and give that energy naturally. That's not what I do. But the minute I see it, I swing on a motherfucker, and they be like, oh shit, why you swing on me? Bitch, you know why I swung on you. And then I keep it moving. I don't dance and sit there and joke with them in between that space. I won't do that. I won't do that. I will not do that. And you have to be mindful when people sending you this shit. You know what I'm saying? And being mindful of the tactics being used, because once they are in your space, if you got a friend that's in your space, a spouse or somebody you fuck with that's in your space, they know your energy. They know it. Trust me. The other person tells me all the time, hey, I watched all your YouTube videos. So you mean to tell me you watched all my YouTube videos, my Godcast, all of this shit. You've been in my space physically, and you still do the opposite of what I ask. These demonic, disgusting motherfuckers is watching and reading us in a whole different perspective and perception than what we do organically and naturally and on the healthier level of things. It's fucking disgusting. It's disgusting. Like, I don't even care if you're a female. Like, I want to uppercut you. That's what I want to do. That's what I want to do. It makes no sense for you to be operating like that or sending me that kind of energy, like, or anybody that kind of energy. Like, it's just a weird place to be in, you know? It's just a really weird place to be in. And that kind of goes hand in hand with what I was saying about the last video about people who text versus calling. They can send a bunch of this shit. Like, I had somebody send me a bunch of text messages, then block me, and then unblock me to send me a list of more text messages. I don't want none of that shit. So you know what I did? I just re-blocked the number. I re-blocked the number. I don't care for that shit. The thing is, you think that I want to or continue to dance and play this game, but we're light beings. Soon as we remove our light from your life, your shit is over. You was barely hanging on. You was barely hanging on by a thread, literally barely hanging on. I'm stopping my own reward system by mingling with you in such a close atmosphere, and then you're also getting rewarded and getting a hinder put on all this prosecution that's supposed to be happening in your life right now. A lot of these motherfuckers is not gonna make it within the next 5-10 years. It's too much shit out here in the matrix, and they're knocking people off. So even with us chosen ones, warriors, not doing it, the matrix is doing it because y'all are a piece of shit and they don't need y'all. And that's the crazy thing about it. The matrix is showing y'all, hey, come get this. You're a piece of shit. I want to get rid of you. I made you into this piece of shit to be able to get rid of you. And we over here on the other side of the spectrum like, yo, y'all ain't gotta be a piece of shit, you know what I'm saying? Y'all can come live light over here with us. And they're like, no, I'm too weak. I don't know what else to do, you know. I'm just gonna follow the laws that the man made, and I'm just gonna work this job, and I'm just gonna go home, and I'm just gonna eat all of this bullshit and pretend I'm better than everybody else. And it's just a whole bunch of nonsense that ain't got nothing to do with nothing, opposed from these witchy motherfuckers getting in your space and diluting your energy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's never gonna stop. It's never gonna stop because it's a war. It's a war, and I'm gonna reiterate that in every motherfucking video. It is a war. So if you expect your mama to give a fuck about you, she don't. If you expect your daddy to give a fuck about you, he don't give a fuck about you. If you expect your siblings to give a fuck about you, they don't give two fucks about you. Doesn't matter how much you sit in that space, like, I just want them. Well, I remember when they had a good spirit, they took me here, it doesn't fucking matter. What the fuck are they doing now? Look, over here, we perfect our self-awareness to a whole nother level, to where it becomes a superpower and an ability, because common sense isn't common no more, and a lot of these motherfuckers are brainwashed. MK Ultra zombie robots, they are gone out the window. You know what I'm saying? Operation Paperclip. Let's get them the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? But this is a weird subject. Like, it's a war going on, so it's always gonna be shit to talk about. That's why I be getting confused when y'all watch, or if I turn on some shit and I see generic chosen ones videos talking about generic information. Like, it's just still generic. Say something different than the last motherfucker to make you stand out a little bit more and to make it be more real, opposed from just words. You know what I mean? Like, I give a lot of emphasis on these words because I do this shit in real life too. I do it in real life time. This is me 24/7, no cut cards, no games, you know. And the people that's been in my space, they know what time it is. Same way y'all see me here, it's the same way I'm in real life. I heard somebody say they reached out to TrakGenius and they were supposed to go to one of his retreats. And he literally told them that he wasn't the same person as he was on camera. That's not me. I don't have two personalities. That's why I go so hard like this. Yeah. I don't expect the motherfuckers, the Matrix and none of them to vibe with me. I do what I do because this is what I love to do. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't want to run up too long. Tapping everything down below. Peace and love to the kings and queens.